वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. Chapter 3, verse 3 continue. Shree Bhagavan Uvacha Lokesmin Dvividha Nishtha Lokesmin Dvividha Nishtha Pura Prokta Maya Nagha Pura Prokta Maya Nagha Gnanayogena Sankhyanam Gnanayogena Sankhyanam Karma-yogena Yoginam Karma-yogena Yoginam. The blessed Bhagavan said, O sinless Arjun, in this world, to achieve equanimity, a twofold path has been enunciated by me before. The path of knowledge for men of renunciation, Sankhya Yogi, and the path of action for men of action, Karma Yogi. We have started this since last week, Wednesday. Okay. Now, before I carry on this, the most important word, to me, in this is Maya Nagha. Agha means path, sin. Anagha, sinless. So the address to Arjun from Bhagavan is sinless Arjun. So by now we know that if we have to reach to Bhagavan Krishna, we have to take the path which Arjun has taken, meaning the qualities of Arjun we must try to imbibe in our life, in our day-to-day practice. Complete surrender. And if we go back in last chapter, and particularly the verse which I am going to discuss with you, is the 7th verse of chapter 2 means many months, many weeks before. Sisyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. So Arjun has accepted the discipleship, Shishya, disciple. And in that, what did he request? Yat shreyam tan nishchitam bruhi tanme. What is good? What will take to my welfare? That, O God, please tell me. So, complete surrender, 100% faith, and if that is happening, then and then only Bhagavan Krishna will address Anagha. And the same thing in the chapter 10. Many months to come for chapter 10. But Bhagavan has told very clearly, I mean, that's the Vibhuti Yoga. Right? At that, Bhagavan says, I am everywhere, of course, omnipresent, but at particular place, okay, you can see more. And in that description, when Bhagavan is describing, Bhagavan has mentioned Pandavanam Dhananjaya. Among the Pandav, they are 5 brothers. Among the Pandav, I am Dhananjay. Dhananjay means Arjun. So that credit is given to Arjun. That credit is given to Arjun. And in our journey of understanding Bhagavad Gita, okay, I have shared this with you so many times, okay, that the Arjun who was all the time with Bhagavan Krishna, okay, who has surrendered himself, okay. So, just to convince Arjun, the whole Bhagavad Gita is come to us, doesn't look logical, but Bhagavan wanted to give a message to all of us. That's why Arjun is representative, and by keeping Arjun as representative of all of us, okay. Otherwise, Arjun, who was all the time with Bhagavan, I'm sorry to use this word, it's not nice. He can't be that stupid. Can't be that stupid. But now it's written that I don't understand, please explain me, I don't want to fight. So, yeah, we have to accept it. We have to accept it. Okay. And, of course, yeah, we are trying to give justice to this subject of Bhagavad Gita, which is beyond justice. Which is beyond justice. But we'll try. And in that effort, we are trying to understand this. So, O sinless Arjun, anagha, anagha, most important word in this particular verse. Right. The state of nishtha, nishtha, equanimity, can be attained by strivers either through knowledge or through actions. Knowledge, Gnana Yoga, action, Karma Yoga. But here, especially what is written between the lines, that Swami Ram Sukdas ji is decoding for us, and what he has mentioned that, but identification with the Bhagavan is not their own. Okay, I love karma and I keep on doing karma. I love knowledge and I go deep in that. But identification with Bhagavan is not their own. Identification, maybe through karma or maybe through knowledge, that itself does not just come with our efforts. His wish, His grace. It doesn't mean that we must stop putting our efforts. That should be continue. That should be continue. Lives together, not only this life. He will put the stamp. That is more important. And that's why I have shared these also so many times with you. What is the final urge from Tulsidas ji, who wrote Ramcharitmanas? Even Hanuman Chalisa, we almost all know Hanuman Chalisa. Tulsidas ji, just before, say, about 500 years back, original Ramayana was written by Valmiki ji. But what Tulsidas ji says, ek baar kaho tulsi mera. So, Tulsidas ji's urge is and was that Bhagwan Ram should say that, yes, Tulsidas, you are mine. But till that, keep on putting all the efforts and wait till it comes from him. So in the same context, I am saying this with you. And this also I have shared with you so many times, that forget about the rest of the people of the society or the family member or anybody else. What they going to say? What did you learn? What is the change? Did you understand? You're wasting your time from years together. But what did you achieve end of the day? But forget about those. Sometimes we ourselves feel that, man, that's true, but even though I am attending this, even though I am attending this regularly, even though I am trying to understand this whole subject of Bhagavad Gita seriously, with full sincerity, but where am I? I don't understand anything. This kind of despondency can develop in our mind. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Our job is to continue. Our job is to put our all efforts. So, and then what it says here, but identification with the Bhagwan is not their own. So that not our own. In Sankhya, state strivers experience distinctly the existence of their own selves as well as that of the world and try to cut asunder the affinity for the world. A karma yogi offers to the world everything, including even his body. So what I am saying that is not our own means, that can only happen his grace. That he has derived from it and removes affinity from the world. In this way, both of them get established in their true form, the self. But in the state of wholehearted surrender to God, a striver in the beginning does not feel the existence of God, but he believes that there exists something unique which is above and apart from the self, Uttamah Purushastvanya, as well as the world. Thus, he accepts God with a firm belief and faith and dedicates himself to him. In other way, dedicate himself to him, that is the bhakti. Again, for understanding and sometimes for the explanation, bhakti, gnan, karma, it looks different, but end of the day, they all one. Therefore, in Sankhya and Yoga, there is predominance of knowing, whereas accepting, faith, is of much importance in Bhagavandishtha. Complete surrender, sincerely and totally accepted. Now, it says furthermore, there is no difference between knowing and accepting. Accepting is equally indubitable, firm, as knowing. There is no scope for a debate for an accepted thing. No is one thing, but the moment you accept it, that is accepted already. No debate. I have accepted that God is looking after my life. God is looking after my body. Due to His grace, I am able to breathe. I am able to speak. I am able to walk. I am able to think. So that is accepted. And the moment we accept it, then absolutely there is no debate. Put the full stop on the topic. Because it is accepted. That is more important. That is more important. So, there is no scope for a debate for an accepted thing. And then here in this context, Swamiji gives an example. A child takes its mother to be its own because he was told, this is your mommy. That's it. Then there is no debate. No doubt ever crops up in its mind, in child's mind. Therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita, wherever the term knowing has been used with reference to Bhakti Yoga, it should be taken as accepting. Through the path of Bhakti Yoga, accept it. Okay? it should be taken as accepting. Similarly, in connection with Gnan Yoga and Karma Yoga, the term accepting should be taken to mean knowing. Okay, this is the you can say subtle difference. The state of equanimity depends on the disciplines of the Gnan Yogi and Karma Yogi. But in Bhagavad Nishtha, the devotee depends entirely on the grace of God. By His grace. And in that context, our elderly has taught us. Sometimes it's a different story that people do utter that, but that's a part of policy. No, it's a Bhagwan ni Krupa thi. But inside they say, no, I work hard. But at least they're saying. But we have been taught that by His grace, and our elderly or our sages, they have deeply studied the human psychology. And they knew that yes, to say by His grace, it's good, but it's not that easy for people to accept because that's unseen power. So, what our sages told and taught us, Matrudevo Bhava, Pitrudevo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. Acharya means Guru, mentor. Pitrudevo Bhava. So that's why nowadays we don't, otherwise, but still in India you might see on the house they give the name Matru Krupa. So this house is a grace of my mother, due to grace of my mother, or Pitru Krupa, due to grace of my father. Because, of course, end of the day we are human and we have not seen that unseen power. We experience, but we have not seen. But father, mother, at least we know they have worked hard. So that's why we say, Ma Baap na Punya. Punya is merit. So here, the devotee depends entirely on the grace of God. Due to their grace, due to their work hard, due to His grace, I am able to get this. Okay. Now, the discipline of devotion has been described in the Bhagavad Gita time and again. Of course, in this chapter also, the Bhagavan, having described the disciplines of knowledge and action, explains the discipline of devotion in the 30th verse. It will come, okay? By declaring, surrender all actions to me. What it says, the 30th verse, Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya dhyatma chetasa nirashir nirmamo bhutva yudhyasya vigatajvara, performing all works as an offering unto me. Constantly meditate on me as the Supreme, because free from desire and selfishness, and with your mental grief departed. Fight, O Arjun. Here, now your duty is to fight. Similarly, in the 5th chapter also, having described the two disciplines in the 10th verse, Bhagavan declares, the knower of truth performs actions offering these to God. Actions, yes. But yes, I am performing the action, but I am just an instrument in thy hand. So what the 10th verse say in 5th chapter? Brahmanyadhyaya karmani sangam tyaktva karotya lipyate nasa papena padma patramivambasha. Those who dedicate their actions to God, abandoning all attachment, remain untouched by sin, just as a lotus leaf is untouched by water. Padma patra mivambasa. Padma, lotus, kamad. Patra, leaf. Okay. While at the end of the chapter, Bhagavan declares that he is the enjoyer of sacrifices and austerities and so on. Right? Gnana yogena sankhyanam. These are modes of nature, prakriti, okay, which act on the modes. That's again, it comes in the same chapter in verse 28. And so a striver is not related to them. Tattvavitum mahabaho guna karma vibhagyo guna guneshu vartanta iti matvana sajjate. O mighty Arjuna, illumined person distinguishes the soul as distinct from guna and karma. Guna, mode, karma, action. They perceive that it is only the guna in the shape of the senses, mind and others that move among the guna in the shape of objects of perceptions, and thus they do not get entangled in them. What it says? Guna guneshu vartanta iti matva na sajjate. Okay. Thus, by thinking so, when the striver renounces the agency of doership, good word he has used here, agency of doership in all actions, it is known as the discipline of knowledge, Gnana Yoga. At the beginning of this gospel, while describing Sankhya Yoga, Bhagavan clarifies the imperishable self from the perishable body by terming this as Sat and Asat. And then Karma Yogena Yoginam, the discipline of action, consists in performing one's duty according to his stage, nature, life, circumstances, according to the ordinance of Scripture, renouncing attachment to it and desire for its fruit, and remaining equanimous in success and failure. We just need to do our duty. We need to walk on that path which we have chosen. Keep going. Equanimous in success and failure. Yes, we may get success, we may not get. It's fine. It's fine. The Bhagavan has primarily described the discipline of action in the 47th verse in the previous chapter. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Okay. So there is mention of the principle of discipline of action. There is description of the method of performing action. Right. Now Karma Yoga and Gnana Yoga, these two paths being in the world are worldly. Loka means world. Devida. In Karma Yoga, there is what is predominance? In Karma Yoga, there is predominance of Kshara. Kshara means perishable. Perishable world. While in Gnana Yoga, there is predominance of Akshara, imperishable. Talking about the soul, Atma. The perishable and imperishable also are there in the world only. That again Bhagavan has told in chapter 15. Dvavimau purusho loke aksharascha aksharevacha ksharas sarvani bhutani kudastvaksharuchyate. Right? There are two kinds of beings in creation. The Kshara, perishable, and Akshara, imperishable. The perishable are all beings in the material realm. The imperishable are the liberated being. Therefore, Karma Yoga and Gnana Yoga both are worldly paths. But attaching importance to the soul and the world, there are two paths. If without attaching importance to the soul and the world, importance is attached only to God, there are not two paths, but there is one unworldly, and that is Bhagavan Nishtha, which is devotion. In worldly path, Karma Yoga, Gnana Yoga, a striver's endeavor is important. In practicing the spiritual discipline, a striver holds that his efforts is predominant. But when a striver practices spiritual discipline by depending on God, without considering his efforts as dominant, then his path is unworldly, divine. The reason is that by being connected with God, all becomes unworldly. Unless and until there is affinity for God, all is worldly. આજ તો પ્રોબ્લેમ છે. we can't give up this. Neither think others as evil doers, nor wish evil to others, nor do evil to others. With this outlook, Karma Yoga begins. Nothing is mine. I need nothing and I have to do nothing for myself. By accepting this truth, Gnana Yoga begins. So how the Karma Yoga begins, how the Gnana Yoga begins, that's okay. We will try to understand more in verse 4 next week. Okay. And today's discussion, whatever you like, credit goes to all the saints, all the sages, all the scripture, whatever I have heard, I have read, I have studied. Absolutely, absolutely nothing belongs to me. Our main reference book is Swami Ram Sukdas Ji's Sadhak Sanjivani. That's we are using as our main reference book. So the credit goes to Swami Ram Sukdas Ji too. I am not there to take the credit. Yes, we're going to conclude today. We're not having the even arti, but I can't stop myself sharing with you that today is 21st, 24th is on Saturday. It will be exactly 25 years of our Geeta class. We started in 2001, 24th of January. So from 2001 to 2026, we are completing 25 5 years by the grace of Bhagwan Lakshminarayan. I doubt there that you can blame as a self-praise, right? But I doubt that in South Africa any mandir would have done this for continuously 25 years in the different organization or the group, maybe. But in any mandir in South Africa, I doubt. I might be wrong. But that also the credit goes to Bhagwan Lakshminarayan. Doesn't belong to me. It's due to His grace. It's not you. The Spirit of thy Father speaketh with you. His grace. And that we must not forget. Okay? So, 73rd verse of chapter 18. Okay? Nashto moha smrutirlabdha tvat prasadan mayachyuta sthitosmi gata sandeha karishyē vachanam tava vasudevasutam devam कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। लक्ष्मीनारायण भगवान की जय। All right, all the best. Stay blessed and safe.
Can I just say, Jaydev bhai?